Awesome. Appreciate it. Hope everyone's having a great day. I am super excited, as usual, to be able to show you all of these exciting updates that we have been working really hard at. Our team is just cranking away, lots of exciting stuff, and we're actually going to be releasing two new features right here live on this town hall. So really appreciate you tuning in. I would be amiss to forget to everyone. If you're not in the JobTread Pros group, please do come and join this community on Facebook. It is an amazing group of awesome community members here that are helping each other learn and grow and sharing best practices and tips. So please do hop in there if you aren't already part of this group. I also want to give a big shout out to all of you and to thank you for your continued support in helping us keep growing JobTread. Last Friday, we hit 4,000 customers. We are just blown away. This is so exciting. We won that Tech Titans Fast Tech award a couple weeks ago. We're the fastest growing technology company in North Texas with over 4,781% growth since 2021. So this really is a testament to all of you. And I want to thank you again for everything that you've done to help us make JobTread the best possible product that it can be and to continue spreading the word and letting others find out about us so that we can keep growing this community. Also want to welcome a couple new team members. We've got Darren Butler. He is a staff accountant. He has joined my dad here to help us, keep the accounting and all the bookkeeping and everything that goes on behind the scenes. Really excited to have him join and essentially forming an accounting team here with my dad, who is our CFO. So excited to have him. We've also got Callie. She has now joined us as our office and events coordinator and will be helping all of our internal events and operations run, as well as all of the external events, the trade shows, the boot camps, JobTread Connect, everything that we do out there in the community. We want to keep doing more of it. And so we're really excited to have Callie join us on our marketing team here. And again, if you know anyone, we are constantly hiring. We are looking for customer success managers, support specialists, training specialists, looking for people to join our sales team, our marketing team, our design team. So please do help us keep sharing and spreading the good word about JobTread. They are required to be here in Dallas. Our entire team is located in our office. We all work together. We don't outsource. We don't do remote work. We are all here, one big happy family, all right here in Dallas, Texas. So that will be one requirement, is that everybody, if they're not already in Dallas, they're going to have to relocate. So that just keep that in mind as you're telling other people about the opportunities. And I want to also talk about JobTread Connect just for a second. If you don't already have your ticket, now would be a great time to grab it. It's January 15th to the 17th. And we are super excited to announce that as of today, the schedule is now live. We have over 50 ed sessions. These are all customer-led sessions. You can see exactly who's speaking, what they're talking about. We've also got roundtable discussions, industry panels, keynotes. We're going to have sponsored ed sessions as well from all of our exhibitors who are coming to help put this on. So it's a really, really awesome opportunity to really take your business and your skills to the next level. You can go to that website there, jobtreadconnect.com. You can browse the schedule. There's some really neat filters that we put in. So if you just wanted to see, by topic or by, kind of track, you can do all of that on there. But this is going to be one of the best events of the year. I'm 100% confident of that. So, definitely check that out. We hope to see everyone there. It's an incredible value for your money. $5.99. It's a 3-day event, all the ed sessions, all the networking, your food, your drink, all the events and entertainment, everything's included. We got lots of swag that we're going to be giving out too. Very, very excited to have this. So be sure to grab your tickets. And in our partner hall here, we have so many amazing partners and sponsors who are helping us to put on this event. We're preparing to spend somewhere around $750,000 to $1 million on this event. And our goal is just to break even. We want to keep the ticket costs as low as possible, but the only way we're able to do that is by all of the support that we get from all of our partners. So this will be a great opportunity to meet with them, get to know them, learn about what they can do and how they can help your business. So really excited and really, really appreciate all of these partners who are helping us to put this on. And I know there's more coming on, but again, I wanted to give a quick shout out to all of them because this wouldn't be possible without our sponsors. All right, so without further ado, we are ready to get into all of the product updates again, this has been a lot of hard work. I think the last time we did this product update was I think it was in August, maybe August 8th or 9th, something like that. So again, got a couple months worth of features in here. So again, let me see in the chat who's excited and what are you most excited to see about? Got to figure out how to pop up my chat window here. All right, here we go. All righty. We're going to start off with the external budget views. So this was something that we heard from a lot of our cost plus builders, home builders, people who essentially want to be able to provide more transparency. We are very, very excited that we were able to get that update in there. This allows you to essentially select, and really build a custom budget view. And then you get to take that and share that with your external roles. So your vendor roles and your client roles, they can have one external budget view shared with them. So it's a great way to again, be able to show them that open book and allow them to see where you're at with your jobs as you're running them over time. This was a big request for a long time. I'm really excited that we were able to get that out there. It's something that even all of the cost numbers and the data, to be able to expose that information without giving them direct access to every single document, was a little bit tricky, but we got it figured out. And so you can set this directly on those roles within your settings. And so again, you just pick one of these views, and then they'll be able to see that directly on the portal. So I'm happy to show that here in a little bit, but I'm going to keep moving. So that is our first update. All right, the new in-app camera that we built. So I'm sure many of you all have already been playing with this. We wanted to enable you to just very quickly start snapping photos. You open the app on your phone, and there is now a camera icon right there in the top. You just click it, and you can immediately start taking photos. You can snap as many of them as you want. You can even record videos there, and you can then draw on them, mark on them, set the tags, the folders, kind of whatever you want to do. And it's going to remember those preferences. So as you keep taking photos, then once you upload it, if you picked a job, it's going to go right to that job. It's going to have all those preferences that you saved there. And the other neat thing, this is really kind of our first dabble in the whole, offline mode. If something happens, if your app crashes, if your battery dies, if you lose internet connection, whatever it may be, all of those photos, even if you didn't get to hit that upload button, they're going to be saved right there on your device until you open the app again and it's able to essentially get those uploaded and completed. Then they'll be cleared off of your device. So that will be really helpful to be able to see that. And we've also got the to-do list. So I know this has been a long debated feature request. We debated this internally for a long time. I know a lot of people out in the community and our customers, you really wanted the ability to separate all of your to-dos from your scheduled task. And so finally, we were able to get this to the top of the list. We had a lot of great feedback about how important it is to be able to separate all of those internal to-dos from the job schedule. Beforehand, you had to have everything on the schedule, and it didn't make sense for everyone. And so we're really excited that we're able to roll out this new to-dos feature. And so you can, again, have to-dos at the organization level where they're just your own personal to-dos, or you can have to-dos at the customer level as well as at the job level. And so this lets you, again, prioritize those to-dos. You can set due dates. You can have the task types, the checklist. We rolled it out without the ability to create groups. You can now create groups as well. And these can be assigned to your team members, as well as to your customers, your subs. You can upload photos, files, share comments, have conversations. So all of the same functionality, that you wanted on scheduled tasks has now been made available on the to-do task. And so, again, it's just really, we think that we've given you the best of both worlds by being able to create those separate to-do lists. You can also have templates saved in your catalog. So if it's a new, a lead, to-do list, or a new job checklist, or whatever it may be, you can save those templates so that you can very quickly and easily import them, when you create new records in JobTread. One other really neat thing about this is that we've also given you all of those same custom filters and those same custom views that you can do. So now you can set up whatever views, you want, and again, save them for you. You also have this calendar view if you'd like to see your to-dos on a calendar view there. But there's lots of great functionality within these to-dos. Now, with that being said, look, if you're someone that doesn't want a separate to-do list, if you want to simplify things, we've also given you the ability to disable it. You can go into the settings and you can literally just turn off to-dos and they will disappear from the system, and you can continue using JobTread how you have with just the scheduled task. It's totally up to you how you want to use it. The other really neat thing that, I can't remember if we had rolled this out at the end of our last town hall or not, but you can now customize the order of the menus. So you've got the main navigation, the main menu, you can reorder that. And the cool thing about that is that actually controls what the icons on the bottom of your app, when you use JobTread on your iPhone, your Android, any of those devices, like whatever is first in that list, those are the first icons that are going to show at the bottom of the app. So if you want to be able to see, maybe your to-do list and your messages, but maybe you don't need, the time, or maybe you don't need, something else, or maybe you want to see your jobs list, like you can reorder those now, and that will take effect for your entire organization. And so it's a really neat feature that we've added in there. And you can also reorder on the job. So if you wanted to change the order of the job, tabs up top, like you can now set that so that if certain things, aren't as important and you want to have, so other things first, like you get to control that. I think is a great enhancement to really help you kind of manage all of the different features that we continue to add to JobTread. All right, so that is the to-dos. That's the custom navigation. Let's see what else we got. And let's check in, see what's everyone thinking so far. All right, I got a couple questions here. Can to-dos be printed? So you do have the ability to export those into a PDF. Again, based on whatever is in your view, that's what will be included in the PDF. And just like with a lot of the other custom views, you can also customize the column widths, and you can save all of that. So lots of great things there. I see a lot of people loving the to-dos. Is there an extra fee for the in-app? No, absolutely not, Kara. There are no extra fees. Any caps? It caps at 10 right now. Not exactly sure what we were referring to there. But yeah, all right. So we're going to keep going. See a lot of love for to-dos. Really excited about that. So let me take another drink here. Sorry, I get real excited. It's like getting me wound up, getting to show you all the updates that are coming out. All right. Next up, we have the document text formatting. So this has been another long-standing request. You all wanted the ability to do additional formatting of the text. And so I'm really excited that we were able to get that in there. We've given you this toolbar, on the document, and some other places where there's, kind of the larger text fields where we've got room to give that to you in the user interface. You can now come in here and you've got the ability to bold text, underline, italics, headers, bullet points, numbered lists, hyperlinks, even tables. We've also given you the ability to create these like alert callouts, which essentially are kind of like a highlighted section so that you can draw attention to certain parts of your content. Really awesome updates. We've seen a lot of people kind of use these in very creative ways, to draw attention and to better format their documents. There's also keyboard shortcuts that we've added. So if you want to see the full list of those, it's in the help desk. But again, depending on what type of device you're on, Command B or I or U, kind of all the shortcuts that you're probably already used to using on your machine, you'll be able to use a lot of those same ones. Check out the help desk for the full list of them. And then the other thing, and really like we enhanced this functionality, very much for the document, to help you improve your text. But just as a bonus, you do have all of this capability in many of the other text fields within JobTread, in the custom fields and other, places within the app. You can actually use this same formatting. You'll have to sort of know the shortcuts to be able to do it, or you can copy paste into it. But a lot of places within JobTread also support this formatting, we want you to kind of learn and use it first on your document, because you can very easily kind of preview what it'll look like, how it's working. There are a couple other really big benefits to this update. Beforehand, when people were editing their document, if you clicked in either the header, the description, or the footer, it kind of would scroll back up to the top, and it was hard to kind of get right where you're clicking. And so now, again, you can just sort of toggle between the preview and the edit view, and right when you're editing, you click in, you're right there. Again, I know that there are a lot of people who are very excited about this. We've seen a lot of really neat implementations. You can see here on the screen this, having a table and being able to, again, draw attention, to certain aspects of your documents is really important. Now, with all this being said, I do want to give you the caveat that, like, with great power comes great responsibility. And, we don't want, to see you kind of try to over design to the point where it could actually hurt the usability of documents. So, use this sparingly, use this where you think it's appropriate. You don't need to put a whole bunch of formatting in every single, line item description and place that you possibly can just because it's available to you. Really think through and be very intentional about where you're using this design, because we do believe there is such thing as kind of over designing, if you will, or adding a lot of different options that you might not need. But again, there's some other really cool things that I think the font coloring might not have been included in here, but like there's a lot of stuff that you're able to do. So definitely take some time to go learn about this update, because it's very, very powerful. And once you get the hang of it, you'll be able to benefit from this. You can also save it in all of your templates and things like that. So definitely dive in and spend some time learning about that. I see, hooray for hyperlinks. Yep, that's that was a big request as well. So let's see, Justin asked, can the formatting be used on individual line items? So it can be used on the line item descriptions. You're not able to use it on the cost item names or the cost group names, but you can add it to the description fields. We do have some other things planned for, kind of giving you a little bit more kind of flexibility with the design of the cost item names and groups. And I know at some situations, maybe it bolds some things and you might not want it to, or you want it to bold some others. So we do have more updates planned for the whole kind of document design and layout as a whole. So again, we're not done with this. This is just kind of a good intermediate step that we took here. All right, so moving on, the new schedule notifications. So we have this this option, where it's kind of now this bell up top, but this allows you to essentially automatically notify the people who get affected by any sort of change that you make on the schedule. And so you can keep that enabled, it's right there. Or if you're going through and you're really just kind of planning out the schedule, you don't necessarily want to be notifying everyone, you're not ready for that, you can turn off that. And so as you're making changes and kind of still working through the schedule, like they're not going to get notified. We wanted to leave that option though, just because I know a lot of people, they wanted to automatically alert the people who are being affected by any sort of change or delay. So you still have that same capability. But another really neat feature that we just added was the ability to notify all of the assignees, everybody who's been assigned, a task in the schedule, or if they have a permission that gives them access to the entire schedule. You can now use this, this little airplane, paper airplane icon here. This button is going to pull up this screen where it's going to give you a list of everybody who would be notified through this. And so now you can decide who you want to notify. You could turn some people off, or maybe just enable one or two people. If you don't want your customers to get notified, or you do want them to get notified, this is a great way to send out an update or reminder, or kind of just make sure everybody's got the latest up-to-date schedule. Really, really powerful stuff. And they will either get emails or push notifications based on their notification preferences. So be sure that you have kind of looked at, because you can set the default preferences for all of your roles. Obviously we have to enable users to be able to change those preferences or opt out and things like that. So, that they do have that ability, just so you know, but you can default those permission settings. So you do want to spend some time looking at those and making sure that you understand, when and how they will be notified. For the push notifications to work, they do need to have enabled that on their device though. So, I definitely still recommend you keep those email notifications turned on. All right, moving along. This is another really, really powerful update that, we've sort of kind of gone back and forth for a while on how we wanted to implement it, what we wanted to call it. Essentially what we decided, because for a while we thought about adding another document type to the system. However, when we really kind of got down to it and we talked to people and we really kind of dug in, we felt that might actually be sort of an unnecessary complication. We didn't want to, create confusion about what type of document to create, which ones were going to be excluded or not excluded, and so we ultimately came back to adding a setting on the documents that gives you the option to exclude it from the budget. And so this is directly on the customer order documents, and it allows you to essentially send out, rough estimates, if you wanted to do your pre-contract, selections and choices, kind of flushing all of that out. But then maybe once you've got it all determined, now you want to send, the full-blown kind of fully, flushed out contract with all of those same items in there again. The problem was that when people did that and you sent another document, it would double up on all of the approved cost and the approved price, because those items had already previously been approved in another document. And so this setting, exclude from budget, as you can see right here, this is going to essentially allow you either when you send it, you can have that enabled, or at a later date, if you want to come in and you want to enable that so that you can then send a follow-up contract, a follow-up agreement with everything included in one spot. This allows you to do that. And so you can toggle that on or off at any point. And there's going to be some little icon indicators just so that when you're looking at that document's summary list, like if you see this little circle with a slash through, that means that there are, items and there are amounts in there that have been excluded from the budget. You're going to see that on the selections tab. You're going to see that in a couple different places. But just so you know, if you go to your budget and you're wondering, well, why can't I see those amounts, or why don't I see those documents when you open up your line items? It is likely because on that document you excluded it from the budget. So again, this is a very, very powerful feature that's going to allow you to better sort of have some more flexibility in your workflows, and when you want to go and collect information, up front, if you want to kind of do all that estimating, ballpark, kind of, hey, here's just a rough estimate, make sure that customer is actually, a good fit, is interested, this is within their budget. You've got that ability to do that now, and then you can actually follow up with a full-blown proposal that has all the details flushed out, and just uncheck that, or check that exclude from budget. So I think this is going to be a very, very powerful tool. Definitely go spend a little bit of time, understand how it works, and you can just right there kind of toggle it on and off, and you'll see the impact on the budget right away. All of the financial implications are essentially, it is removed. The approved price, all of the approved orders, all of that, is affected by this one setting right here on the document. All right. Another really, really helpful update that we made, and I really appreciate, everyone who worked with us on this. I mean, Steve Miner, Chad, a lot of the guys out there said, hey, like we essentially need a better way to make sure that we are not overbilling our subs, and that we're not overpaying. And as you know, like this is one of my biggest pain points when I ran the construction company. Too many times we were overbilling. We had double bills. We had just so many situations where, it's so easy to accidentally do that. And so, we came up with a really great solution here that essentially, right when you create a new draft vendor bill, it's going to go and check and say, is the total amount of the bills, all of the bills, essentially greater than what you have committed in your vendor orders. So have you already created, POs that this would essentially push you over that amount? So If you're not using vendor orders of POs, I highly suggest you look into that. It is a great way to manage your job cost in real time. And it will also enable this setting so that we can give you that heads up. We can give you that alert before it's too late. Now, again, maybe this is an intentional thing. You know that you are essentially going to be overbilling for a particular, sub or vendor. You can continue on. We're just surfacing this alert right when you're creating that bill so that you're aware of the situation. This looks at individual, vendors and what you've committed to them for that one job. And so again, I think that this is going to be a really powerful feature. I'm sure a lot of people have already immediately saw this coming into play. So we're glad that we're able to get this added. And I appreciate everybody who gave us feedback on this and sort of showed us how this was happening, because the last thing we want you to do is make billing mistakes. And so I think this is another great step forward to help you be able to ensure that you're not doing that. And I also just want to draw a little bit of attention to, on the job, the reports tab. There is a full breakdown of all of your cost by vendor where you can see how much has been committed to them, how much have they billed you for, what's been paid. So be sure to check out those reports as well, because it gives you a nice sort of summary view, and then you can dig into each vendor. I think that's going to be a really helpful tool for you as well. All right. Making good progress here. Checking my time because I want to be able to show you some of this in a demo too. Okay, so storing IP address on signature. So, this came out of a JobTread Pros discussion. We had a particular client who wrote in. I guess his attorney got really involved when they were kind of vetting JobTread. And, we have always had the IP address of the person who signed a document. We've had that in our logs. So if anyone, which again, this has never happened, nobody's ever asked for that. If they did need that information, then we would be able to look that up, for a certain amount of time. We don't save the logs indefinitely, but we heard feedback that people really wanted to make sure, that information was permanently saved and logged. I guess, some attorneys feel like that could help just, with proof of, authenticity, fraud prevention, legal, protection. And so we now directly save the IP address of the person, of the user, when they sign a document. That is now saved on the document. And you can actually see that right here in the activity feed, in the document feed. When the proposal is signed, if you hover over that little globe icon there, it's going to show you the IP address of that person, of that user, when they signed it. So again, if this kind of gives you some comfort knowing that you have that from a legal standpoint, I know a lot of other kind of DocuSign, things like that, they do record that. So you do now have that information saved on the permanent record for that document for every single person that signed it. So now everybody you can sleep easy at night. Rest assured, we've got that information. It's there and it's saved for you. All right, moving on. We now have a payment processing update here. So we have heard feedback that a lot of people, they with the Evo flow, we don't require the user to go through this whole set your password flow right when they try to make that first payment. Bunch of people who are using Stripe said, hey, we want that same thing. They felt like it just slowed down collecting that first payment. And so we are essentially rolling this out, probably, early next week. Developers told me not to give a specific date. So, earmuffs, we're coming soon here. But, again, no longer are we going to require the customer to set their password before initiating that first payment. They will just land on the invoice and they will see the Pay Now button. They can go through the whole process, make that payment. And if they elect, you see the save payment details for future purchases. If they elect to save that in their wallet, basically in their account for future use, then the next time that they come and they try to make a payment, we will take them through that payment or through that password flow just to make sure that that user is the one who has access to that email address. It just sends them a little code that they're going to copy and paste it in there. And then we've essentially, have them set their password. This authentication is very important if they're going to have saved credentials, because again, we don't want to have to rely on, that link not getting out or someone else being able to click it and then just start, running payments. Like, we do need to set the security of the user if they're going to save payment methods. And so you can see here in the second screenshot, when they come back, they will have their saved payment method so that they can much more quickly, pay with that credit card or that bank account information. So again, I know a lot of you have asked for this. I'm really excited that we were able to make this update. Yeah, so look for that next week. I think this is going to really streamline, that flow and help you get that first payment, collected as quickly as possible. If they don't want to save their payment details, then we'll never even bother them with that flow. They can just keep re-entering them over and over. That's totally fine. People who save, their payment, methods in their password managers, things like that, that's just as quick and easy for them. So we're not going to bother them at all. This is just going to be a really good update for those who want to streamline that process. Now, the next update I am really excited about. This is something that, we definitely deliberated on for a very long time. We have now, as of today, made it available for you to now include the QuickBooks Online Pay Now button directly on your JobTread invoices. This essentially allows you, if you are using QuickBooks for your payment processing, then you can now automatically have that link to that payment screen right here on your JobTread invoices. This essentially allows you to kind of connect the two. I will say this was, something that we one, had to work with Intuit to make sure that we had access to exactly what we needed, but two, we do get a very small, revenue share with the other payment processors. And so essentially there is no opportunity here with QuickBooks. We are foregoing all of that opportunity because we feel like this is the right thing to do. Because you all have asked for this, we have decided to just go ahead and make this as easy as possible for you. At the end of the day, we do spend a lot of time having to, develop and support, these payment features. And so again, it is how we have, been able to kind of justify adding and managing this. But at the end of the day, we want you all to be able to get paid as quickly and easily as possible. And we know that it was an extra hurdle that you had, and it was a reason that some people might, continue to send invoices through QuickBooks. So we've brought all this together. I know a lot of people are going to be very excited about this. And there was even some really cool, I saw a couple of people that even sort of figured out this workaround and hacking it with Zapier. And we want to make it easy. We want JobTread to be seamless for you. One thing I do want to point out though, is so that whenever they click that Pay Now button, it takes them to the payment screen. On the QuickBooks payment screen, there is a view invoice. And so that lets them view the invoice in QuickBooks. And so if you're using kind of groups in JobTread, if you're sort of including items that you might not want all the details showing, when those invoices push over to QuickBooks, if you just have the default invoice template, you're going to see all of those line items, and you might not want that. So there is a way to essentially create an invoice template within QuickBooks that hides all of the line items. We have a video from Penny Lane who showed exactly how to set that up and how to do that. I can tell you it's a little bit quirky and it doesn't always work, and you got to kind of keep messing around with those templates. But once you get it set up right, then it'll automatically just show the total amount on that invoice. So you don't need to worry about extra information being exposed that you might not want to. But it is something, it is a caveat I want you to be aware of, because under the hood, we do have to push over all of those invoices in order to have kind of the whole mapping between the cost codes and the products and services. Like, all of that detail does need to go over, and that's why it does go over. And so our groupings and things like that, we can't just not send it over. We have to push it over, but there is a way to hide that. So definitely be sure to check that out. So I see David asked, is QBD coming in the future? The same feature. the reality is, Intuit has asked us a long time ago to quit adding features to the QuickBooks desktop integration. I do not believe that QuickBooks Desktop is going to be around for that much longer. They are still supporting it as of now, but we really are putting all of our R&D and all of our development into the QuickBooks Online integration. So, I do think at some point people are going to be forced to QuickBooks Online. I'm not sure when that will be, but it's very hard for us to justify continuing to spend our development resources on something that we know is not going to be here for that much longer. And look, to be honest, like it uses up more of our support to support a very, very small number of you. Maybe a couple hundred of you are still left on the QuickBooks desktop integration. Like supporting that is very, very difficult and very time consuming, and takes away from us being able to keep adding features in other areas. And so like I really want to encourage everyone to look very heavily at the QuickBooks Online integration. I know that you might have a feeling of you're going to be losing out on some things. Look, that's why JobTread is here. We can complement and supplement all of the things that you might feel like you're losing out on. Like I know, like some of the reporting, some of the, the WIP report, the things that you can do in QBD, like with QBO and JobTread, you will not be missing out on those features. And at some point, you're going to need to move over. So, again, I encourage you to not wait until you're forced. Do it on your time when you're in a position. I think end of the year is a great time to transition to QuickBooks Online if you're looking to make that switch. So very excited about this feature. I hope all of you all are very excited about it too. Again, this we felt like was very important. We want payments to be as seamless as possible. And if you're already using it, if you're already set up with QBO to collect payments over there, then this will make your life a lot easier. All right, so got one more really exciting update. We have a new integration with EagleView. This is something that we had a new developer, Matthew Couch. He started not very long ago. This is his very first integration, and he took the bull by the horns. EagleView was incredible to work with. We felt like this was going to be a great opportunity to essentially just kind of get this first integration under his belt out there. And honestly, though, like we have been so blown away by what we've been able to do with it, and I'm so excited about it. So, this is for those who are doing kind of roofing or exterior work, and you need some aerial imagery. You want to be able to collect measurement data. You can now do that by ordering your EagleView reports directly from the job dashboard. These reports will then, usually it takes, a couple hours, kind of depending on, which report and kind of what options you add to it. It could take a couple hours to maybe a couple days, sort of depends on that, but they will be automatically dropped into your job once those reports are ready. And even further, when you want to take all of the measurement data, we have built a seamless way for you to get all of that measurement data into your parameters within JobTread so that you can very quickly build out your budgets and send your proposals. According to EagleView, this is the fastest an integration has ever been built with them. And we have also really fully leveraged all of the measurement data and all of these new APIs and features that they've added over the last year or so. We are now one of the first integrations to fully harness the power of that measurement data. And so this is just like super, super exciting. I can't wait to show you here. And I think this is my last update. So I'm going to go straight into that demo right now. And I'm definitely curious to hear, who all is already using EagleView. One other really, really neat thing that I want to share is that they've also given every single one of you, you're getting your first report free. So if you have never used it, or even if you have used it, you get to go, once you create your account, you can essentially get that set up and you can order that report and it'll be free. If you feel like you need a couple more to really get the feel of it, or get the testing, or want to try some different reports, you can also reach out to your customer success manager. We do have a way to give you a couple more promo codes just to kind of try it out. But we are limited on how many we can give per account. But again, I think this is going to be such a value add. So I want to show you this real quick. So I'm going to go over to a job. We're going to create a new job here. I'm just going to put it at, we'll go with Matthew here since he built it. Let me get that right. All right, Matthew. Actually, I think that is trying to create a new customer. I do not want to create a new customer. I've already got it in there. All right, Matthew Couch, we will use him. We'll just kind of go with this address, and I'm just going to create the job. So we have already run this report. We've already set up our budget to use this. So I'm just going to import my EagleView template here from my catalog. This essentially is going to show you we have a roof replacement here. We've already set it all up, leveraging these parameters that you're going to see here in just a second. So all of this is ready to go. We got TBD for the parameters. So when I come back over here to the dashboard, this is where I can hit manage my EagleView reports. And so if you have already run reports, for these certain addresses, they're already going to show up right here. So if you've already done this, you've already bought your report some other way, they're going to automatically pull in here, or you can click new report. And so this is where you're going to have the option to essentially pick which report you want to run. So we've got, again, I think kind of my recommendation, sort of what seems like the most popular report here is the premium residential, but they've got a lot of different options in here. Definitely kind of take a little bit of time to learn about what each of those is. But once you kind of figure that out, you can choose your delivery, how fast you want it. I think most people kind of just do this regular delivery. You got a bunch of different options. Each report has some more options. Some add-ons, kind of just, you'll need to sort of take a little bit of time. We estimate what that report is going to cost. It is, based on kind of the number of squares for the roof or kind of the size or which report, but we give you that estimate. And so once you place it, then it's going to automatically kind of go do its thing. And then once it comes, it will just automatically be dropped into your job. I'm going to go ahead and just hit add to job. That's going to, just kind of do the same thing. Or you can see if I've got other reports I've already run, but right over here, we can see now that report was automatically added to the job. I can pull it up. I can see everything in that report. I've got all the imagery. I've got, all of the measurement data, like everything is right here for you at your fingertips, instantly pulled into this job. So that was actually where we first kind of built this integration. And we thought, all right, that'll be helpful. But again, thanks to EagleView and being able to work with them, they said, well, look, why stop there? Like, you have all of this measurement data and you have parameters in your budget. So why don't we just essentially allow you to come over here? You can click the measurements tab, and this is going to now show you all of the measurements that EagleView provided for that report. Each report has its own different custom set. I would encourage you to build your formulas based on the defaults. However, if you don't want to, if you want to come in here and customize it, you can rename these parameters. If they already exist in the job, it's just going to be a match. If they don't exist, it'll create a new one. If you didn't want to import everything, if you just wanted to import a couple, you could do that. I'm just going to go ahead. We're going to import all of them, but this is showing me all of that data from that report. And so it's basically just going to push this right over to our budget. And so now we can see everything that's highlighted. These are all of the updates that is using these formulas that calculated what our material takeoff is for this job. Super powerful right here. I'm going to go ahead and save that. You can see right here, again, these are all of those parameters that came in automatically. But now that we've got all of that, we can just new document. We're going to create, we'll just create a proposal here. We're going to include everything on it. And very, very seamlessly, I now have my proposal ready to send, giving them, all of the sort of what I want to give them a price on, what I want to hide, all the descriptions. I've given them some selections. I've kind of defaulted here to the standard one. Maybe they want to upgrade it. They've got all of this, like within like minutes, we're able to automatically generate all of this with this EagleView integration. We are so excited. And again, I think though we are just starting to scratch the surface about what we're going to be able to do with all of the on-screen takeoff, the measurement data. Like, this is just the beginning, y'all. We are so excited to further streamline this whole process. So definitely check that out. In the settings, you're going to go over here and you're going to be able to see you've got that EagleView integration set up where you can go through that. Now, we don't actually have the So this kind of is already showing you as it's connected. I'm going to switch over to another organization where I'm going to do some more demos, and I'll sort of show you. It walks you through the process to get this set up. All you got to do is create an account, over there with EagleView, you make sure you got a valid payment method, and then you connect it. That's just going to have you sign in, and it's that easy. You can then run these reports from any job. There's no, no monthly fee, no anything else. It's just on demand when you need it. You're able to then go and use it. So I hope everyone's really excited about this. Really excited to be able to get this out. I see some questions about some others. Yeah, we're going to continue to build on our integrations library. So definitely let us know what else you'd like to see us do this with. So let me show you real quick we'll go look at the QBO, the QBO settings for the Pay Now button. So over again in the integrations, we come to that integration tile. There's a new setting. This is essentially just going to default the Pay Now button for all of your invoices. When you want to turn that on, you do that there. We'll just kind of come back over here. I'll find an invoice I've already sent, and you can see right here. Actually, let me just I'll just clone this one. So you can see we've got our options. The Pay Now button here. We can decide if we want to enable ACH or credit card. We essentially needed to choose one, so we defaulted the ACH on. But if you do want to collect credit card, you can also turn that on as well. And then as soon as you send this, I'll just go ahead and push that over. So that's going to send it into QuickBooks. And if we refresh, it does take just about, I don't know, half a second or so. This Pay Now button will show up to your users. I'll go ahead and preview this as a user. So if we look at this particular invoice here, so we now have the Pay Now. When you click on that, that's going to essentially just right here take you to that payment screen. This is a QuickBooks hosted payment screen that they will be able to come over here and essentially choose how they want to make that payment. Again, really neat thing too, though. If you want to essentially, let's say we decided we didn't want to accept credit card, we could actually come and just turn that off very quickly. And so when I come back over here and I refresh it, actually I think I might need to save it. Well, maybe I don't need to save it. I do believe we can turn these on and off though. Well, that should refresh it instantly. I might have to re-click the link there, but you do have the option to turn those on and off. That'll also work in real time. So if you don't have any of the options turned on, you will need to have that there. But yeah, so this is a really powerful feature. Again, we're really excited to give you that ability to very seamlessly collect all of those payments through QuickBooks. All right, let's keep going. So I want to show. I'm going to go over to this different organization here. I want to show the external budget view that we were looking at and kind of talking about. So I'm going to go over here to this job. So what we did is again we've got this customer view. So this is a cost plus view that we set up. Again, you can customize all of the columns, everything that you want to show or hide. You get to set that however you want right here. All of that gets customized. And so when you go to the settings under the reports, you can see this is where we have given the access to these budget views. So I've got a different customer role here. I guess this one's for the cost plus. So the job budget view, customer view, this is where you're choosing one of those budget views. You only get to choose one. We didn't want to complicate things, but this gives the customer access to that budget view. So if we go back over here to the job, and we're going to essentially preview as the customer right here, I'm going to preview, see what they see. So they now will see that budget tab, and you can see this is where they have that view. They've got the ability to now see all of the columns and the information that you shared with them. They can come in, they can open up and click into any of these line items and kind of see all of the documents, but they can't actually click to drill in. It's just based on kind of what fields and what columns you're showing, but this does give you the ability to now share that with your customers. So that is the external budget views. We're going to look real quick at the to-dos here. So, this is that new to-dos tab. Again, you can reorder these tabs. You could turn it off if you don't want, but if you're interested in using to-dos, I definitely encourage you to go and spend some time in the catalog setting up your to-do templates. And so just like with scheduled templates, you can do that same thing. I'm going to import from my templates here. I'm going to choose, we'll just do this job checklist. I can decide if I want to notify people or not. I'm going to, start it on today. I'm going to import that. And so this is going to automatically import that to-do checklist, that list of all of those to-do items that you want on the job. We just very quickly brought that in. Again, we've given you the ability now to create groups. So if you wanted to group things up, you can have those, and you can organize, all of these to-do lists in groups. So there's a lot of really powerful features in here that will let you better manage all of your to-dos and all of that stuff for your jobs if you want to keep it separate from the schedule. So that's the to-dos. I mean, one other kind of thing to note. So you do have now to-dos on the customer accounts as well. And you have them over here in the main to-dos. So this is, again, giving you the ability to kind of see everything across the organization, see, who's got what, on their plate. You've got a couple different views here. So if you want the month view versus the list view, you've got all that. There's also a handful of settings with this. So if we go over to our roles, we can see that we've now got some schedule settings permissions broken out and some to-do permissions broken out. So we've given you a lot more power on who can see what, who can, create, who can edit. So definitely take some time to dig into these settings and make sure that you've got the permissions set up correctly for how you want to use this feature. So we will go back over to the job that we're looking at, and let's see here. We've got the schedule updates. So this is where, again, we've already got our schedule built out. We can essentially decide if we want to automatically notify people as we're making changes, or we can turn that off. Again, this notify assignees, again, gives you the list of everyone on this job, and you get to decide who you want to notify or who you don't want to notify. If you want to send it to everyone, great, or you can turn some people off, and then you just hit that, and it's going to send them those notifications however you set that. All right, the document formatting. So I think we might have let's see if we have a document with some formatting options in here. So again, right here, you're going to see, so when we go to edit this, when I click in here, I've got both the option to preview, or I've got the option to just kind of, see a preview, or if I click into it, now I'm in edit mode. You've got your whole toolbar right here, super awesome, very, very powerful. Again, whatever information you want to, include in these document formats, you can do that. Again, probably one of my favorite features, is this alerts that you can now add. It's got a whole little alert builder, so you can decide what color you want that. Maybe we'll do a red alert. We can give it a subject. Maybe this is, a warning. Whatever it might be. We can add a whole bunch of text. Different options. You can also add, again, kind of other things within this, alert pop up. Building out tables, things like that. I won't spend too long in here, but we can go ahead and add a table here that's got some headers. So I'm just going to go ahead and add this. And so when we've created that, we can preview it. And so now we very quickly kind of created that alert with that table. Again, feel free to kind of spend some time really thinking through how do you want to use all of these text formatting options. There's a lot that you can do here. And again, it's available in a lot of different places. So, maybe I wanted to go back over to this to do, and I wanted to, kind of maybe bold this or do something like that. I can use these keyboard shortcuts to do all of that. And so that's going to essentially let you, take action and kind of do that information that you might want to within your organization there. What else we got? So I think I've gone through a lot of the features. I see I'm running out of time. The one other thing I will show you here, I'm going to create a new job real quick. So new job, we'll do it over here at Eric and Deja's. We will create the job. So again, let's say I want to do that preliminary estimate. I'm just going to import a template here. I have no idea. We'll do I guess a duck build. So again, I can now create my budget. I can create that document. I'm going to send it. Maybe it's a ballpark price. It's already kind of, well, let me go put some numbers in here. I guess we didn't quite build it out enough. But again, once we get all of our costs flushed out, we can essentially kind of have that. I'll just kind of populate some numbers here. Well, this might take a minute, but we can basically build out our ballpark pricing. with all this. Actually, I'm not going to go through and do all this. Might be able to find a quicker budget template somewhere else. Let me see here. Oh, I don't know. This is not my organization, so we will just do a duck build template too and see if it's got that in there. So I'll save that. Let me check it out. So it looks like those aren't populated either. Well, anyways, we will just do a very simple demo. How about that? I will just create one line item. This is some paint. We're going to have some paint, and we got some labor. Looks like it wants to use a parameter. So we're going to say this is going to be 50 feet of wall. Our wall's 10 feet tall, paint coverage 1, and our parameter, I'm not sure if these are even being used, but we'll just say 10. So we'll save that. Okay, so now we got a got a $20,000 paint proposal here. So we'll go ahead and we're going to create a new document. So again, maybe this is our ballpark price. And so when we are creating that document, you can see here now we have the option. So in the template, I set it to exclude from budget. This gives you that option to do it now or later. I'll go ahead and leave it excluded. I'm going to just approve it. And so when we go into the budget now, we're going to see that information is not showing up on the budgeted cost. It's not showing up in the price. So if we wanted to include that, if we wanted to see that, we could come back over here and we could turn that off so that we'll now see that information in the budget. It'll automatically show up there. Now we have the budgeted cost and we have the budgeted price, or the approved price. So based on that setting, this lets you kind of toggle that on and off, to really help you do that ballpark pricing, collect all that estimate. But then, at any point, you don't, before you had to essentially kind of, take it back to draft or void it, and you're losing that signature. We don't want you to lose that signature. The customer's already agreed to this. You just want to be able to keep building out your job and not have to, have this double all of your budget and your price. So that's that new feature. Again, in the document templates, you could create a new ballpark estimate, ballpark price proposal, and essentially you can have it defaulted to exclude from budget if you want. So that's that. I see I'm running out of time, so I think I'm going to go ahead and wrap up my live demo. I do want to cover a couple more things. What's on the development roadmap. So we are very, very excited about this roadmap. We feel like it very, accurately reflects what you all are looking for and wanting in JobTread. And so we are working on the specifications tab where you'll be able to show, what is included on this job, add additional context, detail. Maybe you have, flooring is one line item in your budget, but you need to blow it out by room, the flooring in every single room on your specifications. You're going to have that. We've also got some very exciting selections updates. Really a lot of people have been sort of thinking and using the selections, trying to make them like the specifications. We're sort of thinking about this and relooking at everything as a whole and going to come out with some really exciting updates. I'm pretty sure we're going to be doing the specifications first, and then we'll come in and we got a lot of enhancements, a lot of ideas, design ideas, just ways that we can further, streamline the selections process based on all of your feedback. And, just very excited about that. We're also now moving to streamlining and entering expenses and being able to capture receipts and making that whole process a lot easier. We've already built an integration with Plaid, which will actually allow you to see every single transaction, from your credit card, from your checking account, and then just seamlessly job cost them and assign them to jobs. So we're finally getting to that. We're now going to pull that all together. Very, very excited about this update. Again, a lot of you have asked for this and are waiting for this, so we can't wait to finally get into this. I mentioned earlier too, we've got some document design updates, kind of really looking at kind of the layout and how we're structuring the top of the proposal. We've heard a lot of people want to sort of add a little bit more design and some imagery. Maybe you want your own, kind of background, images and things like that. Maybe you want to kind of move the fields around or show different things. We've got some really good updates that we're excited to get to here shortly after some of these others, but stay tuned for those. We've also got our on-screen takeoff is well underway. Don't quite have anything ready to demo, but it's very exciting. We can't wait to get that rolled out later this year. So we've been very hard at work on that. And integrations. I mean, we now have 2 full-time developers devoted to integrations. Integrations are truly one of the most powerful features of JobTread. So many other applications out there, an API was an afterthought to them, and they don't have the ability to integrate very easily with other systems. Well, for us, we're all about integrations. We are very excited to continue to be the platform for your entire ecosystem, for all of the solutions that you need and use every day. We want you to be able to do that right here in JobTread. And so we're going to continue building out the integrations that you all are asking for, that you're most excited about. Please do go take time on the feature request board. You can filter it just to integrations. Like, we want to hear what you all want us to integrate with. There are a lot of possibilities. There are a lot of, different paths that we could go down. And so that's why it's so important that we get your feedback about what's most important to you all. We are working to get, set up with fergusonsbuild.com. We're looking at kind of some of the supply houses. We've already been working really hard with Home Depot, to get that in there. But, ABC Supply, Beacon, SRS, there's a lot of ways that we are very excited to be able to integrate with other, third-party, supply systems. And again, we want to be able to further enable the whole procurement process, make it where you can, instead of sending them a PO, you just send them that order directly into their ERP, their system. We can't wait to get there with that. I've heard a lot of people ask about Hover. We're already working with their team, but please, we want to hear what you would like to see integrated, and we will definitely go and explore how that could work. As long as they've got an API, then we have the option to do that. And also be sure to tell those other companies that you want to see an integration with JobTread. With EagleView, the reason we were able to do this as quickly as we were is because they immediately jumped on it. They provided us a development contact. We had somebody that we got to work hand in hand with to get this thing flushed out and out the door, again, in just a matter of weeks. So, please do help sort of ping them and let them know that you're interested, because that sort of helps all of us to kind of come together and just get these things, hammered out as quickly as possible. So I talked about it a second ago. I want to again reiterate, like, we have got, the Plaid integration and the Home Depot integration. These are actually both built and they're running, but we have more work that we need to do to kind of enable them in the user interface. And so we're going to continue working through that and get those delivered. Hopefully, the Plaid one, is kind of one of our next big projects with the whole streamlining the expense and receipt capture and job costing. The Home Depot one with the global catalog, like, we've got really, really exciting plans, and are going to continue to work through getting these enabled so that we can actually deliver them to you. And we want to hear what else you want. I know I've thrown a lot at you. I know we're constantly putting out updates. Please do keep up with this What's New tab right here in the help desk. We do our best to always roll out features with a video, with, descriptions, with help content. Another just kind of side note, but we are actually now going to publish all of our, updates, everything that we are delivering. We're now working to expose that on our front end, on our website, our marketing website, because again, we have had a tremendous amount of customers who might have tried us 2-3 years ago, said it wasn't quite there yet, coming back. Like, we just keep having people rejoining the community. We're so excited, but oftentimes like, hey, I didn't even know that you guys did all that, and we were waiting for this feature and they didn't even know. So, again, we're taking Marcus Sheridan's and his advice to essentially open this up, to share everything. We're also going to expose our help desk and all that content so that Google, and all the other AI and the bots out there can start indexing it and further kind of incorporate that into their help, content, and just help you continue to find out about updates and learn how to use JobTread. We're really excited about that, but do spend some time in the help desk. I also wanted to highlight a couple of our new marketplace partners. We continue to have people joining us, both accounting partners as well as integration partners. We've got some coaching groups here. Like, please do take the time to go and learn about these companies. Like, we have a relationship with them. We have vetted them. We are excited to see how they can help you continue scaling and building your business. And so, to help kind of us, please take a little bit of time, reach out to them. You can do it directly from the JobTread marketplace. You can filter that list. Like, these are the partners, these are the people that are helping us continue to build and provide JobTread and keep that price point as low as we possibly can. I think we're one of the only software companies in America that didn't increase their price last year. We're not planning to increase it again next year. We want to keep JobTread as affordable as we possibly can. We feel like $199, plus $20 per user is a very fair and reasonable price, especially when you look at our competition, especially when you see them continuing to jack up their price, sometimes multiple times in a year. Like, we are not going to do that. We are here to build the new standard for construction management. And these people, these partners are helping us to continue to do that. So please do take the time to learn about them. And if you're looking for, someone who can help you in one of these particular areas, like, please go and explore the JobTread marketplace first before going elsewhere. This is just going to help us keep building this community. I want to also highlight, so we are going to do a one-day pool and deck builder workshop Monday, November 11th. The International Pool Spa and Deck Expo is in Dallas, Texas this year. We're super excited to have it back here. And so that Monday, the day before the show starts, we're going to offer up a free one-day workshop from 10 to 4 p.m. Please do come out and take a little time to further streamline how you're managing your deck business or your pool business. We're going to be sharing templates, and Anna and her team will continue to provide that awesome training. We're really, really excited to be able to do this. And we also have partnered with Nadra to do a welcome event on that Monday night. So we have rented out a whole community brewery. It's kind of a little bit closer to downtown Dallas, right next to where the convention center is for Deck Expo. But yeah, we look forward to seeing everybody out there as well. You do need to register for that event through Nadra's website, but either which way, we look forward to seeing all of our deck and pool building partners to come out and spend some time with us before the big conference. And just want to highlight again, we have live trainings every single day. Anna does a phenomenal job with those. We're still looking to find the right person to join her team. We can't wait to help kind of build that out even more and do even more of these in-person, these live events. But she does also have her weekly think tanks, which are awesome. The monthly crash courses. We've been doing kind of quarterly beginner boot camps this year. Again, next year, I think we're trying to move, to closer to like a monthly thing. But again, and the annual JobTread user conference. Anna's doing a phenomenal job continuing to provide that training, and I hope you'll spend some time learning, as well as going through our JobTread certification program. Again, go learn, go get certified. It's going to help you to really master JobTread, by going through this program. This is all right there within the help desk. And want to encourage anybody, if you hadn't tuned into Builder Stories, please do. Like, we have an incredible amount of knowledge and just information that we have been able to learn and share from over 75, or 65 or something. By the end of the year, I think it'll be at like 75 shows that we have released. It's been over a year now. Really, really excited though to have these. And if you are interested in coming on the show, and if you're willing to share your stories and the struggles that you've had, the things that have worked for you, your successes, like, I would love to have you come on. We're looking for different types of businesses. So it doesn't really matter what kind of builder you are. We're interested, of all sizes too. I think just I've heard people think, oh, I'm not big enough and I'm not ready. Like, no, there is, a great amount of information and knowledge that everyone can learn regardless of your stage and the size of your business. I'm looking to capture that information and help others learn from it. And again, just want to thank everybody again for all of the reviews. You guys have continued. I think we're like over 350 5-star reviews on Google. We really, really appreciate this. This helps us to continue getting awareness. We are looking to keep collecting those reviews all over, the web. But please do, if you hadn't taken any time to go do that, we would very much love for you to do that. Your customer success manager does get a little bit of a bonus as well, because we want them incentivized to come in and earn that 5-star every single time, every single customer. We are here for you, and we want you to have the best possible experience working with not only our product, as well as our customer success team and our support team. So if you feel that they have done a good job for you, please take a minute to give us that review and help us keep growing. And again, I want to encourage you, take the time to go and get your JobTread Connect tickets. Get them today. We're already at almost 400 tickets sold. Our goal is to get somewhere between 750 to 1,000 attendees this year. We are going to have to cap it off at some point. We know that there is a maximum that the venue is going to allow us to bring in. It is around 1,000. So please do, if you're coming. It's so interesting that all of you wait till the last month or two to get those tickets. I mean, almost over 50% of the tickets last year were sold in December and January. Please get them a little bit earlier this year. It's going to help us just plan the event, plan out everything that we need to do, because there's a lot that goes into this. It takes 30 seconds to do this. You just go directly into the JobTread marketplace and you can just grab those tickets. If you don't know who you want to send, it's okay. We can reassign it to somebody later. Just please, if you're coming already, after you check out that schedule, grab those tickets. That's going to help us to continue planning for this event. We're so excited about it. I see Cian says her and her boss are coming from New York. Awesome. Can't wait. And that's what I got for today. So I appreciate everybody taking the time to learn. I still went a little bit over that hour, but I'm happy to hang around and answer any questions as we usually do. And yeah, can't wait to see what you all are able to do with these new features that we've rolled out. Thank you all.